record. Yeah, so hi guys again. I'm sorry for the technological hitch. So let's just go straight into it. So the topic of today is very interesting. I hope you'll have fun. You'll have questions. You'll be ready to engage and discuss. I'm sorry today I'm alone. I don't have my co-helper. Rogers is around. Please, when you enter, please mute. Kindly mute when you enter. So we're looking at a critique on copyright in the movies and music industry in Kenya. Okay, can you be able to see? Well, or I increase the font. Anyone can confirm? Can you be able to see well? Anyone, just unmute and tell me. Tabby?
Yes, you can see.
You can see well? Okay. So the concept of intellectual property. So you can't talk about copyright without talking about intellectual property. So the umbrella of this whole thing is intellectual property. And so it begs the question, what is intellectual property and what are the types of intellectual property? So intellectual property refers to innovations and creations of the mind. So they are private rights with negative connotations, and essentially third parties are excluded from using the creations of others unless they pay a certain consideration. So if you look at Article 45 of the Constitution of Kenya, it underlines the protection of intellectual property. So intellectual property rights are rights to control particular uses. Additionally, they're specific to particular intangible assets. They are granted when a particular intangible can be attributed to an individual creator or identifiable group of creators. An example of agreements in this regard is the TRIPS agreement. TRIPS standing for Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights. So let me move down. So the concept of intellectual property and the ones that are recognized in Kenya. So the rights traditionally categorized as intellectual property have very different features. However, they do share some common features, such as IP rights can be treated as property. And then there was a footnote there. When you go to the footnote, it shows you that there are two schools of thought. So there are those who propose that IP meaning intellectual property, is property in the intangible asset itself. And there's another school of thought that thinks that that claim that property, IP rights involves property in a monopoly. Yeah. Okay, so let's move. Oh, what's happening? Okay. A minute, I'm having a challenge moving up. I don't know why. Oh, today, someone pray so that things just go well. Let me suppose there's something that's happening. I don't know. Back to this. Let's see if it will give me. Resume share. Awesome. I'm so sorry, guys. My gadget today is acting up. This is, I'm so sorry. But basically, when we talk about IP rights, we have various types. We have patents. Patents are for the process. Like, for instance, in our case, we have the COVID-19 vaccine. So the process of coming up with the COVID-19 vaccine falls under a patent. And then we have database rights. We have trade secrets. Trade secrets are like, you know, the way KFC has a trade secret. They can't tell you the exact proportions of ingredients they've used. Let me admit all, sorry. Oh my God, okay. I'm so sorry today. Yeah, I seem a bit disoriented. I don't know what's happening to my laptop, but I believe I'll be able to. Are you seeing anything? Please confirm. What can you see? Okay, Hussein is saying he can see something. But let me stop and then try again. Let me try again, guys. Let me try again. So this is what I want to share. Let's go back up. Oh, okay. Doesn't want to move up. Anyone who can help me? I don't know why it's not moving up. I'm not done with showing you the types of intellectual property we have in Kenya. Hussein, maybe you can help me, or anyone living. No way. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, maybe let's go to something else, Basi. Let's see if this one will work. So this is an article. I'll go back to my presentation. Let me just do this in the interest of time. So when you talk about IP rights and copyright, so the mother of all these things is called intellectual property. Now, under intellectual property in Kenya, we have copyrights, we have patents, we have trademarks, we have trade secrets, and we have database. So in my presentation, I've given a few characteristics of each, but our focus today is copyright. So when we talk about copyright, I'm supposed to be timing myself. Just a minute. I'm sharing. When we talk about, okay, so when we talk about copyright, today we're looking at copyright with regards to music and movies in Kenya. So you've seen, you know, Sauti Sol, you know, who else? Nyashinsky, all these musicians. You see, what the work they do falls under copyright. Even the movies we have in Kenya that are already, they're on Netflix, Sugar, whatever, all those programs, Zora, Tidy High, all those programs are copyrightable. So copyright subsists automatically. Immediately the work is reduced into a tangible form. So in this instance, we're not looking at literature like books, we're looking at musical works, artistic works, audiovisuals, sound recordings, and broadcasts. So it is governed by the Kenyan Copyright Act 2001. So again, if you need this article, I will share. I don't intend to, I want it to be an open discussion. So copyright in musical works. So section 2 of the Copyright Act defines musical work. So here we're looking at work like the one done by Heart the Band, Sauti Sol, Nyashinsky. Who else do you know? I want people to participate. Who is your favorite musician living in Kenya? Aya, when I call your name, you respond. Living, it's a discussion. It's not a...
Mine.
Yes, in Kenya. Who's your favorite musician?
Calligraph.
Okay, Calligraph. Hussein?
Yes.
Who's your favorite musician in Kenya? It seems like he's not around. Tabby? Tabby? Anyway, so all those people that you know, Akina Avril, everyone, Akothe, all of them, they are governed by the Copyright Act. So any musical work, irrespective of musical quality, and includes works composed for musical accompaniment. So you can go and look at the Copyright Act section 2. It will define for you what we are talking about. So a copyright owner of a sound recording has the exclusive right to do the following: direct or indirect reproduction, distribution of copies to the public by sale, rental, lease, hire, loan, importation into Kenya, communication to the public or broadcast. This can be in form of public performances. You see the way Sauti Sol does public performances, or when people meet at KICC and there's a public performance by different musicians, especially during when at the end of the year, when we are crossing over, there's usually lots of public performances. So those are the rights that a copyright holder has. So once you come up with your music, copyright does not protect the idea, it protects the expression of your work or of your idea. So once you come up with your music and record it and put it up on YouTube or put it up in a CD or in an album, you have certain rights as against the rest of the public. So I will skip music in e-commerce. I will skip that, music and the internet. So this is here I want us to be able to engage. So when you talk about music and the internet has come up with the coming up of the internet, it has brought good things and bad things alike. So in this instance, you know that with the internet, people can be able to, and that's why we have movie shops and things like that. People are able to to pirate your work. People are able to download your work without paying, using those free sites. So it is a discouragement to our musicians and to those people who do artistic works, because if the internet is not regulated, we find that they will not be able to get a source of income or source of livelihood, because people will not be going to their shows. Why? Because they have access to the internet. They can download their music without paying. They can do other things without paying. And so the internet is largely, by and large, it's unregulated. And so that's one of the disadvantages of the internet. So two leading points that must stand out in this discussion is that musical works are protected by copyright, do not lose the copyright status by appearing on the internet. That's why we have sites where what is it called? When you want to play, is it Boom Play or I don't know this thing. Like when you want to, or for those people who use iOS, there's a specific, you can use Apple Music. I don't know if they pay for it, but most of these gadgets, if you use Android, I think, what is there? Living, what is there when you use Android? Is it free? Which sites do people?
Normally for me, since I did not use iOS, but there's still Apple Music for Android, but I know I'm a Spotify fan.
Spotify?
And I still pay.
You pay?
Yeah, it's premium too.
You pay
Yes.
for Spotify. So you see, Livin is doing the right thing, because that money, again, I think it will find its way to the musicians' pocket. So it's a good thing, as opposed to some of us who go into other sites or apps and download the music for free. So even when clubs or churches, clubs or entertainment joints play music, let me admit, play music, they actually pay. They pay, they don't just play. Even supermarkets, when you enter the malls and they listening